Hi everyone, welcome back to the stream. Just going to do the usual and send some links off. Be with you in just a minute. There we go. It's all the links sent out. I really need to get this automation set up properly. Okay, so let's get into the game. So today we're going to be playing Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, and it's a game that I bought the other day that I mentioned in the video yesterday. Hopefully you could all hear me. Sorry, my voice sounds a bit low today. A little sneeze here. But yeah, so we're going to be starting a new Pokemon journey today. I bought this game just to do a stream because I quite enjoyed the old the old Diamond and Pearl games. And of course, this is the remasters or remakes of those games. Hopefully the sound is okay for you all. I can adjust it if needed be. See who's all in the chat if anybody wants to say anything about the sound. Make sure everything's going okay on my end here. So of course we've got the professor introducing us to the game. And there's a cute little Munchlax there. Welcome back to the chat, Brooketeer. I look forward to having you over again and playing some more games. Maybe we can introduce a different kind of challenge next time because you were struggling with the chilies. Or maybe we could have that as another punishment for the game. So anyway, we get to choose our character now. Oh, I didn't get to choose. There we go. I'm going to choose my character. So of course we have the character looks like Dawn from the anime. So I'm just gonna go for. We'll just go for the normal look. And of course we'll be calling ourselves Kizuna. And this boy here is going to be our rival. I'll just give him one of the default names. We'll call him Damien. So it looks like we're about to start off now. Doesn't take too long to get through here. Of course, with the memes of the old Pokemon games, are you a boy or a girl? And I hope hope we get some good interaction today. It's been a bit quiet in the chat. Of course, we've had Bricketeer, and we've had Gothic Anomaly in here too. So, of course, it starts off as the exploration team's best efforts. The rare, oddly coloured Pokemon eluded detection. The rumoured red Gyarados failed to appear even fleetingly to the crestfallen team. So I think we have a shiny Gyarados running around. Well, swimming around, of course. It doesn't have legs. Or it could be flying, since in a lot of the games you see it floating around. Now, of course, this is also related to Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I believe you could catch a shiny Gyarados right at the start. So, of course, we're a little chibi character. And it tells us our mission here. I think it's a pretty cute character. Of course, we go to sleep. I quite like the character design of this. I know that there's a lot of hate towards it, but I think it works quite well with the... It's a 3D version of the old style games. And of course there's a little Nintendo Switch here, which of course we are playing on. So that's a pretty cool little feature that they have. And then of course we have the PC. And yes, the chibi art style of the old games. And of course, as usual, we got to go see Mom. And Damien's, of course, looking for us. And there's an emergency. And we're getting warned about the tall grass. And this is pretty typical for the start of a Pokemon game. Especially one of the old style games, because they always warn you before you get your Pokemon. So I'll go see Grandma. And the Pokemon professor's in the next town. And the girl wants a cute Pokemon. I wonder if she wants a Pikachu. And we have some generic text. It's true that wild Pokemon do attack people sometimes, however, Pokemon also let you become friends with them. So, pretty basic stuff. Now we have this spiky haired dude. You're off to hang with Damien again, right? You two sure are tight. Guy's trying to be gangsta. There we go, here he is. And he just run into us. And this guy is finding us $1 million or yen or whatever it is that the Pokemon currency is. I'll go talk to Damien's mum. Oh hi Kizuna, did you come calling on Damien? He was gone for a second but then he came running right back home. He just can't sit still, that boy. I wonder who he takes after. Well, you're just standing there, so of course it'll be his father. And now he's upped his fee to 10 million. Hey, Kizuna, you're looking for Damien. You just went turning off a little while ago. He's probably not gone too far. Why not go chase after him? Yeah, but it's probably going to lead us to some tall grass. You saw that news report? Of course we did, because it was part of the cutscene. You know, search for the red Gyarados and mysterious appearance of the furious Pokemon in a lake. That show got me to thinking, I'll bet our local lake has a Pokemon like that in it too. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll go find a Pokemon like that. And now we're the leader of the team. And we're just going to walk into a tree. Lake Verity ahead, the lake of emotions. So, I think, does this game have the 3 mythic spirits? The Uxie and all that? I can't remember. Professor, there's nothing out of the ordinary on the other side either. I may have been mistaken. Something appears to be different than it was before, but fine, it's enough that we have even seen the lake. Lucas, we're leaving. Professor, you've been gone for 4 years now. How are you enjoying being back in Sinnoh? There's one thing I can say. There are many rare kinds of Pokemon in Sinnoh. The region should serve us very well in regard to our studies. Yeah, if I remember, I think this game has the 3 mythic spirits. Just because I think there's like 3 different lakes that all get drained at some point. Huh, Kizuna, let's go check this out. What's that? Don't go into the tall grass. No problem, no problem. I won't be in there long enough for a wild Pokemon to come out. So he's leading us into the tall grass. And of course, the silly scientist has left his briefcase. And we're getting attacked by birds. No, I don't want Turtwig. I'm not a big fan of Chimchar. I'm gonna go for our favorite penguin, Piplup. Of course, has a really cool evolution that I particularly love. I'm a big fan of Empoleon. Probably one of my favorite of the starters. Or at least one of my favorite final evolutions for the starters. And yes, Brooketeer, we are sticking with canon. I am pretty much a water type user, especially for starters. So of course this is just our basic battle. Little hiccup there. And one more attack should finish it off. Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of the Sinnoh starters apart from Piplup. I wasn't a fan of Chimchar and Infernape. Turtwig I found kinda boring as a design. I guess if you're playing like a defensive strategy, I guess Turtwig is a pretty decent starter. And of course, the other rival is taking the other Pokemon. So he's taking the professor's briefcase. Although he was looking a bit shocked that we had to use the Pokemon when we were being attacked. So we have two rivals in this game, it seems. I forgot how many rivals we have. It'd be nice if we had some running shoes though. Oh, here we are. We've run into the professor. Hey, it's those people. Is that old guy staring at us? I heard from Lucas that you use your Pokemon. Let me see them, please. Peplup and Turtwig. I see, that's how it is. He seems to be saying a lot. Lucas, I'm going back to my lab. Yeah, of course, Professor. Wait for me. You should visit us at our lab later, I think. We'll be seeing you. What was all that craziness about? I mean, if he was angry, he could have just yelled at us or whatever, and he didn't want his Pokemon back. Kizuna, we should go home too. So it looks like we're getting to keep these Pokemon. Of course, that's typical for these Pokemon games. So of course, Mom's is worried that we went into the tall grass, but she's glad that we weren't hurt or anything. And she's just telling us that she knows who the professor is. And of course, she's telling us to go on our adventure now. Oh look, we get the running shoes. I was expecting them a little bit later, but not too far away. So you just need to tilt the analog stick further and we'll be on a run. So of course we have our Pokemon here. That's we've only got the one so far, but we've got to go this way now. So, oh, who's this? If your Pokemon's health, its HP is getting low, you should go home and get some rest. So we have to go through the tall grass. Oh, there's somebody to talk to, and we've got a battle. So of course we have Starly. That'll be the regional bird of Sinnoh. Maybe we should level up a little bit. At least get our first proper water type attack. I have been playing Legends ZA. It's been a pretty fun game. I'm on the Mega Dimension DLC at the moment. Been having quite a bit of fun with that. I actually quite enjoyed the real-time battles. So of course this is the Pokemon person telling us to get some potions. I don't know how many we got, but should be enough to last us till we get to the town. And of course we're still stuck with our basic attacks for now. No, they are dealing a fair bit of damage. I would say maybe about 40% damage roughly. So we are close to getting level 6 for Piplup. And we can use that as a shortcut to get back home. And then of course we've got Lucas, who's dragging us into the research lab. And of course Damien's already here. So of course we're late to the party as usual. Hopefully everybody in chat's doing okay. If anybody wants to message the chat, always happy to see you. Of course, if you like to help the channel, you could always share the stream with your friends and help me get some more viewers if you like. I'm always happy to try and entertain you all as much as I can. And of course we're here to see the professor. He's asking us if we want to give it a nickname. No. And of course we are talking about the battle that we just had at the lake. And of course the professor's like, oh, you could keep the Piplup. So he's now asking us to do a job for him, which of course will be filling up the Pokedex. Sure, because I know that if we say no, he's just going to keep asking us to do it over and over again until we say yes. I ask that you go everywhere and meet every kind of Pokemon in this region. I've got the same kind of Pokedex as you. When you walked up Route 201 with your Pokedex, what did you feel? I've lived for 60 long years, even now I get a thrill when I'm with a Pokemon. Now you should know that there are countless Pokemon in this world. That means there are just as many thrills waiting for you out there. Now go, Kizuna. Your grand adventure begins now. So of course all three of us are going about with these Pokedexes. And of course Lucas is saying he's going to teach us stuff later, which means he's probably going to threaten us with violence. And we're getting dragged along. So we know about the Pokemon Centers because I've played these games for years. My first Pokemon game was, of course, Pokemon Blue for the Game Boy Color, but of course I had to play it on the GBA, which I played it on the original GBA. I had the SP. So we got to go heal up our Pokemon first and then go back home. Yes, Brookedeer, I'm having fun. Of course we're just getting started in this game. And Piplup is now healed. But yeah, I've been playing Pokemon for many years. Started off back in the early 2000s. Showing my age now. We'll use that little shortcut. Avoid the birds. And we need to go into our home. Oh, that's Grandma's home. This is our home. So we have just returned home and we're telling Mom that we're going away for a journey. And we have a guidebook now. Mom's providing us with all the key items that we need for the moment. And of course Mom's wanting to go into the journey as well, but she can't because she's got to stay at home. And then she's saying come back home sometimes just because she'll miss us. Such a good mom, letting her child run away for however long it takes to do this journey all by themselves. And of course, Damien has run away without telling anybody what to do. That's quite funny. Bricketeer just says, like all Pokemon parents, letting their child run out in the wilds all by themselves. So of course we got to go and meet Damien and give him a parcel, which will probably be running shoes, I guess. And we got to head to Jubilife City. What am I missing now? Oh, the hat. We've got our hat back. Sorry, just adjusting the chair. Now we can finally go on the adventure. Hopefully everybody's having fun so far in the stream. And we're going straight into the battle. Hi Sean, welcome to the chat. Nice to see you. I'm doing pretty well. Nice to see you. Thanks for your first time message. Hope you're doing okay too. He's going straight into a battle. The stream's going pretty well. We've been at this for about half an hour now. We've just started off our Pokemon adventure. Hope everything on your end's going alright too. Oh, we just learned the water gun move. Before we go into the next tall grass, I'm going to give a potion. So I got 10 of those from the Pokemart lady. Oh, it seems like this Sean Miller is botting. So they will be getting banned. They are watching a stream about games and they're asking if we play video games. Silly bots. And we're back in the tall grass. Ooh, we have a Bidoof. We have the god of Pokemon. Oh, that done about 50%. So we're doing okay. I'm just estimating the damage. Because of course we can't see how much health points they exactly have. So we're just heading over this way as we did earlier on. I'm going to quickly nip into the Pokemon Center just to make sure Piplup has enough HP before we go into the next area. And I think I'll go and grab some Pokeballs too while I'm at it. I think I should have a little bit of money. Oh, it's over here. I've already forgotten where everything is. There we go. So we'll go and buy. So we could buy 40 off the bat, but I don't think we need that many just yet. I'll go about 20. Because of course the catch rate will still be quite low for us. So we'll go for that. And we get 2 free balls. Oh, eyes are going a bit weird on the... Oh. And we will get 13 more potions just to be sure, because I'm not 100% sure how long the routes are going to be. So we can explore here a little bit. Go down this way. And there's an item. We get an antidote. Oh, eyes are going weird again. So I believe that there's a... When we get surf, we could go between... actually, do we have a map? I'll do a quick save. No, I don't have a map yet. I was going to say there should be like a little connection between here and one of the later areas that we go to. Kind of like, I think it's Cinnabar Island and where Lieutenant Surge's area is called. I forget what it's called. Is it Ceruledge? No, Ceruledge is Pokemon. Cerulean is Misty's gym. I'm trying to remember what it's called. But I think it's the bit that connects Cinnabar Island to Lieutenant Surge's area. And of course you go from Cinnabar to Pallet Town as well. And of course Lucas is going to teach us how to catch Pokemon now. And he's going to go for the Bidoof. Lucas is going to have God on his team. So Chimchar is fighting the Bidoof. And now he's going to throw a Pokeball. Of course Bidoof's health is still at green, so it will probably fail. Unless he's really lucky. Oh, he got it. Fair enough. Sometimes you do have a fail at catching. And of course they say I should have lowered the HP a bit more. But of course, he catches it anyway. And they also have an easier catch rate if you put them to sleep. And we get some free Pokeballs too. Probably about 5. Maybe 10 if we're lucky. So now that we know how to catch, we should probably build up a few more Pokemon in our team. Bidoof, always helpful. And of course it's a normal type, but it can learn quite a few of the HMs. So of course we're all still low level, but you know what, just for a little bit of fun we'll put Bidoof in a Premier Ball. And we catch it. So that's our first catch of the game. And of course we're close to level 7. No, we don't want to give it a nickname. Although I could have called it God. Let's see if we get the Starly this time. There we go. So maybe once I've finished playing the game normally, I could do something like a Nuzlocke challenge, or if anybody has any cool ideas for Pokemon, I'd be willing to hear it, see what we could do once we have finished the game for a normal playthrough. And of course we're going to use up that last Premier Ball. Is it going to be a catch? Of course it is. So yeah, if you've got any suggestions for doing a fresh run in Pokemon, or for when we restart the game we could do some sort of challenges, always happy to hear it. You could leave them here, or if you have any comments when I upload it on YouTube. Will be pretty awesome. I could do some fun stuff for you. As I say, I'm always here to try and entertain all the viewers. And of course keep an eye on the bots coming in. So we're going to heal our team up just for now. I'm not sure if we have shared XP on in this. So we get Pokemon back from Nurse Joy. Of course everybody knows Nurse Joy, the lovable nurse at the Pokemon Center. And if you've seen the anime, Brock always having a crush on her, as well as Officer Jenny. So we have our first trainer battle. Who has a Starly? So of course what we want to do in this game is get our Piplup up to, I think it's level 25 that they normally level up, right? I can't remember. Oh yeah, Brock's Jelly Filled Donuts. I have seen someone make the Jelly Filled Donuts in the style of Brock's Onigiri. What they've done was they covered it in coconut, so the outside looked like the rice ball. It was pretty cool. So we've just won the battle. Plenty of other people that are going to battle us. I spy with my little eye a trainer. A battle, please. Well, at least she's being polite about it. So this is last Natalie. I quite like her outfit. I think it's pretty cool. Of course, you can't go wrong with the classic Dawn outfit. It would be cool if we could change outfits in this game too, but I don't think it implemented that into the earlier games. Of course, for outfit Scarlet and Violet definitely didn't pull that off. Terrible outfit selection. Sword and Shield, I can't remember much of the outfits from that game. While I did enjoy playing it, and ZA has some really cool outfits. I think I spent a lot of time in the clothing shops in ZA just seeing what I could get. As usual, I'm a fan of customizing my characters. Oh, I do have shared XP. Okay. Now, of course, that means our XP is going to be lower for each Pokemon per battle, but it shouldn't be too bad. So we're still making our way over to Jubilife. Plenty of trainers here to build up our XP. And here's a Shinx. I quite like Shinx. Shinx is pretty cool. Luxray is a really cool looking Pokemon. Oh yeah, I forgot they introduced the abilities in this, didn't they? Or was it in the third gen that they introduced abilities? I forget. So let's say Bidoof is now up to level 5. And it learns Defense Curl. Wow, is Bidoof trying to become a Metapod now? Just gonna sit there and curl up into a ball. Come on, let me see if I can get a Shinx. There we go. Hopefully Piplup can withstand, because I forgot to put the potions on. That was fine. Plenty of health. Thunder Shock. Super effective, and we are paralyzed. So we definitely gonna be needing a... Oh, we got 20 Pokeballs off Lucas earlier. It's pretty cool. Maybe didn't need to buy so many at the store. And we caught the Shinx. And Starly has leveled up. So we're going to just head over to the next area. So we're now in Jubilife. And Lucas is here. There's trainer school. And then we went to trainer school. See you around. So we want to go to the Poke Center first just to get rid of the paralysis. So we have a team of 4. So we're doing pretty good. We're about 45 minutes into the stream. And we are going to head over to trainer school. I think it's this one here. Yeah. So we're going in here. So we delivered the parcel that Damien's mom asked us to bring to him. And we get our town map now. Oreburgh, so we must have a rock type gym leader for the first one. So it must follow the same path as the original game. So we get to battle these people. So we got School Kid Harrison. And they have an Abra. I suppose a free battle wouldn't be too bad. Oh damn. That is a big attack. And it seems like their Abra is faster than us. And they're using another electric type attack. And luckily we got that last bit of health off him. And Piplup has leveled up along with our Shinx. So now that we have our town map, and we've won that battle, we'll go and heal our Pokemon for now. And we will go and check the map. And Nurse Joy hopes to see us again. And we want to check the map. So this is where we just came from. And I believe this is where that area for the surface, so that connects onto here. So there's another town down here, I believe. Or there's possibly like a hidden area around here. But we need to use surf to get to it. So of course, Oreburgh's City there. Hearthholme City there. So yeah, it's kind of similar to the original map. Of course, different areas. The island is shaped a lot differently. But I believe it's a sort of similar route that we take. So we've got to go rock, water, and then depending on what area it takes us to next, we should be collecting all these badges, just like in the old game, the original Pokemon Blue. I think it follows the same path anyway. And some random guys come up to talk to us. And this guy is going to give us a Pokewatch. So we need to go and find clowns. Does Pokemon grow by the game? Yes. So we must have to answer questions too. They have coupon. There's another one. Can a Pokemon hold an item? Yes. And we just need to find number 2. Not that way. Where's number 2? Global Wonder Station. Can't go in there because we don't have any badges yet. So we've got one more clown to find. Wonder where he is. So we found this one. Condos. Not that way. I don't want to go away just yet. Found that one. Ah, here we go. Just like Pokemon, do the moves of Pokemon also have types? Yes, they do. Pretty easy questions. And now we can go back to the guy and get our Pokewatch. So we press the R button to open it up. And you hold it to get rid of it. Okay. So where are we going now? Next stop is Oreburgh. So we must need to go... we're going to the right. And of course Damien's waiting for us because we'll probably have to battle him. Let me guess, he's got 6 Pokemon so far. Oh no, he's only got 2. So he's starting off with Starly. And of course Starly's faster than us. He's calling us kid, but we're probably the same age. And of course Quick Attack is faster because it's a priority move. But he would have attacked first anyway. We had 3 level ups, Bidoof, Starly and Shinx have now leveled up. And he's about to send out Turtwig, so we will swap out for the Starly. Although it would have been better if we had some flying type moves, so they would be super effective. we're just gonna try our best. That didn't do very much damage. And he's increasing his defense. So we're going to be dealing even less damage. Yeah, there's not much going on there. This might take a little while. Of course, Turtwig being slower Pokemon, we have the advantage of the first attack. And Starly is about out of health, so we will switch out. Bidoof, probably the better option here. That took off quite a bit of health. Yes, battles do go that way. Especially if there's a Metapod versus a Kakuna. Of course, he's increasing his defense once more. Still not a lot of damage. Although I don't think it has any of the type moves yet. As far as I'm aware, it's not used any. Water Gun's not going to be very effective. Pound's not really doing anything. That just reduces the attack. Yeah, we need a fire type, but I don't think there's any on the route. That seems to be doing a lot more damage than the pound attack, although it is an ineffective move. I actually can't remember when the first fire type Pokemon comes up in this. It's been such a long time since I even played any of the Diamond and Pearl games. So of course Piplup is now up to level 10, Starly's at 8, Bidoof 7, Shinx at 7 too. Now of course we will find out when that fire type comes into play whenever it decides to pop up. And but we have got the victory for this one without losing a Pokemon. So we're gonna head back, get some HP back. I think it would be a better idea going for that rather than fighting on low health. Don't want to go running ahead. Of course, Damien running away with a low HP, well, vented Pokemon means he's not going to make it very far. Let's see if there's any new Pokemon around here. Nope, this is Starly. It'd be nice if we saw some newer Pokemon a bit earlier on. But of course this is sort of like the first area that we go to, so I'm not too bothered about not having new Pokemon just yet. So Starly is now at level 9. And it's now got a flying type move, which would have been useful for fighting Damien. And we have another Starly. So we'll probably get a lot more HP at this area, at least for a little while, until we level up a bit. Or maybe not. Yeah, I think some trainer battles should give us a bit of a better boost though. Bidoof versus Piplup. God versus a penguin. So we gain some XP there. Still not there for a level up. Yeah, we'll swap out for Shinx. Because Zubat will be classed as a flying type, and we'll have an advantage with the Thunder Shock. Super effective. Still doesn't deal much, but... Oh, and it just used Leech Life, so it's healing slightly. But we'll keep using that for now. And we got a super critical. Criticals are always really good. And Shinx is leveled up. And you get charge. I think that's one of the boosting abilities, kind of like Swords Dance and stuff. And we just stole this kid's money. And we find a Pokeball. Power points, PP for short, to replenish PP head for any Pokemon Center. So we need Surf to get to that. So we got to fight this guy. He only has one Pokemon, so we should be alright. Oh, he's got a bug. Bug. We'll hit it with the water gun. Fire type moves for this would have been good. But as usual, we like the water Pokemon. I always find the water types to be a better kind of design. They all seem to suit me a bit better than the other types. In Pokemon Blue, I started off with Squirtle, Totodile for Gold and Silver, I think there's only been a few times where I've chosen the other choices. I always find the water types to be a bit better looking, really, design wise. Oh, welcome to the stream, Brain Spasms. Lovely to see you again. Oh, we've got a fairy type move now. Didn't even notice that when it came up. Hope everybody's doing okay in the chat. It's lovely to have you. Thank you for tuning in to your failure villainess. Always happy to see you lovely people in the chat and even just lurking and watching. Badoo, that will be a grass type. So I'll stick with Piplup for now since it's the highest level. Badoo. Of course, it's not very effective. Maybe I should have swapped out for Starly. Oh, what's going on here? Insomnia, so we can't sleep. Let's switch out for Starly, because the wing attack should cover the super effective. It's always better to have a super effective move during trainer battles. Not always the best for if you're doing wild Pokemon, if you want to catch anything. Starly, switch to Shinx. Oh, hi Gothic, nice to see you here. Having a lot of fun here. Just making our way to the first gym city, Oreburgh. Hope you're doing okay too. Lovely to have you in the chat as usual. And our Shinx is leveled up. Oh, that girl's sad that we finished quick. Okay, so we're gonna... Oh, this guy turned around a bit too quick. Wasn't expecting that, I thought he would have stayed the same way. Oh, we have a Machop. Let's try out the fairy type move. And the attack harshly fell. And our defense is foul. So, once we get to Oreburgh, I think we will try the gym if we have time, but I'm going to be closing off the stream about an hour and 30 minutes into it, and then we could come play this again another day. I'll be working tomorrow, so I'll not get the stream tomorrow, but I'll be back on Sunday for another one. I'm not sure what to do on Sunday. Maybe play this a bit more, or go back into Titanfall. We just seem to have a Starly here. I don't think there's any new Pokemon in this area, at least. At least from what I've seen. I was hoping to have a bit of a more fleshed out team for Oreburgh. It looks like we're not going to be getting anything reasonably new for that. Oh, the Starly just survived our attack. Oh, there is a cave here. I'll battle her first. And she has a gym badge as well. I don't know how she managed to get a badge with only 2 Pokemon. They're probably just like a Starly and a Bidoof. Looks like our water gun is running out of power points too. We'll definitely need to be going to a Pokemon Center before we battle the gym leader. Bidoof. No, we should be okay. It's only level 5, we're more than double his level. Should deal a decent amount of damage. They are not dealing very much. What I could possibly do is go down here, return to the Pokemon Center. So we have a repel down here. Wonder if there's anything actually before we do that. Yeah. There may be a special Pokemon in here. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, we have an Abra. I'll probably use teleport before we can even catch it, but it's always worth a try. Yep, thought so. Probably a rare encounter as well. No, there's a Shinx. We'll just run away from this one. Let's see if we could try and get the Abra again. Not sure what the encounter rates for it are, but... Oh, we got a Cricket Dot. That may be useful for Oreburgh. Oh, we almost ended it. Yeah, definitely got to throw and pray with the Abra. we'll try again. I'll go for one more encounter and see if it comes up. Nope, got a Bidoof. Okay, so we'll just be going through to the Pokemon Center first, and then we'll make our way towards Oreburgh. Oh, here's another Shinx. Don't need the Shinx. Yeah, if it was shiny, it would be good, but shiny rates are very rare in these games. So we'll just head back, get ourselves healed up, and then make our way through the caves. Try and make our way through as quickly as we possibly can. So once we reach Oreburgh, I probably end the stream. Estimated time in about 15 minutes. But I hope everybody in the chat is doing good. Let me know if you're having some fun. Oh, didn't mean to click that again. And if you have any suggestions on what we could do for the replay of this game once we've finished it for this run, maybe have any cool Nuzlocke ideas, or anything relating to some cool Pokemon challenges that we could do on a fresh run once we finish through the story. Okay, so we're getting access to TM98. Rock Smash. And we have access to Rock Smash from that. And we need the Oreburgh badge to activate this. That'll probably be to go through here. So I'd imagine we just go through that doorway there. There's some things up here, probably relating to the story. Let's have a couple battles till we get there. I was expecting the corridor to be a bit longer. Like the first cave that you have in Pokemon Blue was like 3 or 4 layers, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I played the original. I know that we're getting it for the Nintendo Switch very, very soon. I believe it's on the 27th. And it's already up for pre-order. Be interesting to see. Oh, I think it's just straight up emulated versions of those games for the Nintendo Switch, but they're not played on the Virtual Console. Looks like Piplup and Kricketot have leveled up. So we just took out Camber Curtis's Pokemon, and we're getting a little bit of his cash. And then there's one more trainer there. To celebrate getting through the cave, you only need to take about 20 steps. Picnicker Diana. And they have a Bidoof. We're gonna pound a Badoo. Of course, Badoo turns into a really cool Pokemon and Roselia. Then you have the Roserade as its final evolution. I'm not sure if it shows up in this. I think it was maybe one of the later games that they gave Roselia a further evolution. But Roselia is a really cool Pokemon. I do have a shiny version of Roselia in Legends EA. I'm going for the Shinx this time because the Psyduck is a water type, and I believe it would be best to go Thunder versus Water. I'm pretty sure all the older games, at least the first two generations, had rather big starter caves before you get to the sort of meatier portion of the game. So you've got the cave that goes to Cerulean. Cerulean, I think it's about 2 or maybe 3 levels to it. Yeah, you have the Viridian Forest, which is quite chunky as well. So it looks like we're at the town already. I was expecting the cave to be a bit longer than that. And it looks like Damien's already here. So the gym leader's at the mine. And of course Damien's being a pain in the ass when it comes to rushing around. Let's see what's in the city first before we go to the mine. So we have the Pokemon Center. I always got to make sure that we have a decent health for our Pokemon. Of course, full health is always the best. So we just head down here to the mine. So we just need to go down here. Though I don't know why they decided to make us go down a mine. I think some Pokemon come into contact with us. I think we get Diglets and stuff down here. Yep, so we're being attacked. Oh, we have Geodude. So we get some rock types. I think there's maybe some Drillbur, some Machop. Oh, and we've wiped out the Geodude, so we don't get to catch it. Bidoof learned Rollout. Rollout was a pretty decent move, if I remember. Oh, we have an Onyx. Okay. Let's try not to end this one too quickly before we catch it. We will not use Water Gun until we come across a higher level. That done nothing. So we're never going to need to use a Water Gun. Nope, we're just ending that one as well. Never mind. Let me see. Maybe need to go for one of the other Pokemon. There's a Geodude again. I wonder if just throwing a Pokeball would be effective. Guys, I don't really fancy knocking every single one of these out. Oh, got the Geodude. Let's see if we come across another Onix. No, we don't want to give him a nickname. Oh yeah, 4 times weakness to water moves for the rock type. I forget the different weaknesses that they have. I know that you got super effective and stuff moves, but I forget how effective they are. Like, I know there's some that are like 2 times, some are 4 times. Yeah, due to being ground and rock. No Geodude. We will just be running from this one, hoping to come across the Onix again. I do quite like Onix. Come on, Onix. No, it's not Geodude. Come on, give us an Onix. Before we end the stream, let us get an Onix. Come on. There. What are we getting? Nope, there's another Geodude. Come on, we want to see one more Onix. There we go, we have the Onix now. Oh, that's interesting. Roll out with Bidoof. Locks Bidoof for 5 turns. I'm just going to throw a Pokeball and see if we have any luck with that. No, we're not getting any luck with that one. We'll try the Bidoof. We'll try Gothic Anomaly's strategy there. Defense curl. Oh, we're being bound. So we're using a defense curl. Nope. And then we will try the rollout. Didn't really do much. That would have been a bit stronger. And we can't do anything. So Bidoof has fainted. But it's all good. Use next Pokemon. Let me see. God has been defeated by a rock snake. We'll try Struggle Bug. This should be relatively decent. Oh, there you go. Kricketot is doing okay. Oh, we're catching it. And it's been caught. So we have finally caught the Onyx. And now that we've done that, I shall go into the next area and then we will end the stream there. I think we'll swap for Geodude, because you don't want too many rock types in the party. So just head into here. And R to save. So thank you all again for joining me on the stream. It was fun having you all here. And thank you Bricketeer and Gothic Anomaly for joining me in the chat. Lovely to see you both again. And I will be logging off now. And I will see you in the next stream. Love you all.